You could buy fireworks from a booth in the county limits and then not be able to set those fireworks off within the city of Bakersfield. Make sure you consult a vendor like this on what's legal where before you do purchase any fireworks. Reporting live in Northeast Bakersfield, I'm Trevor Thompson, 17 News. But chances are on your morning commute, if you use Trexton Avenue, you might have seen that car in the lake and wondered what it was doing there. Well, we've got your answer. You know, Dana, I'm sure there were some people who combed through all 400 pages looking for one of those alien references, and by the time they got to page 396 or so, they probably gave up a little disappointed. Now, no mentions of aliens in the recently declassified CIA documents. There are mentions, though, of alien theories, at least here at the National Atomic Testing Museum. They have an Area 51 exhibit. It's been 2.5 days since the accident, but Brazil's family says the little girl is still in critical condition at UMC. As far as the suspect is concerned, however, they say they haven't paid him too much attention, preferring instead to focus on their daughter's recovery. Jim, as if going back to school isn't painful enough, many students have to brave a needle or two or three before starting class, but it's a small price to pay for the benefits vaccines can provide everyone, not just students. Oh, well, thank you, Crystal. I appreciate the compliment about the hat. It's not mine, unfortunately, but they did let me borrow it for a little bit. And this is not mine either. This is Eagle. He's my new friend here, and he's very, very friendly.
17's Trevor Thompson was at the scene of this dramatic rescue, and he joins us now with details. Trev?
Jim, a group of vacationers were fishing in the Kern River Canyon this afternoon, but it was hot outside, so some of them decided to take a dip in the river. That choice nearly cost one man his life. This was the scene about 1.5 miles in from the western entrance of the Kern River Canyon when a sheriff's search and rescue team arrived. 53-year-old Larry Yadow of Inyo Kern was wedged on a rock fighting the pounding current.
So you're looking at 40,000 pounds of pressure in a small area pushing on your body.
Yadow's friend, 25-year-old Andrew Gutierrez of Palmdale, had already tried to rescue him, but had to be pulled out for his own safety. A helicopter arrived on scene, but was unable to help in this case, so rescuers feverishly prepared a boat they would float out to the stranded man. In the meantime, Yadow clung to his final lifeline, a rock underneath him.
He was wedged on a rock, which is very fortunate. If he had gone any further, he'd have been in a worse position.
Rescuers managed to get the boat in the water, not knowing how much longer Yadow could hold on. Then trouble for the rescuers, including volunteer Lenny Perez.
The boat captain felt the boat kind of getting swamped and moved around, so, he said this is as close as we're going to get.
With the boat taking on water, Yadow jumps toward it. Perez, seen on the right, grabs him. Then Yadow disappears under the current, having slipped out of his life vest. Miraculously, he resurfaces. Perez and the boat captain pulling him on board.
And we got a hold of him, and the boat captain came in, and, right when we knew we had him, we grabbed his arm, and we knew we weren't going to let go, and pulled him into the boat. So, it was a good feeling for everyone. Through sheer determination, Yadow was pulled to shore, not just alive, but alert and able to sit up. A relief for his friends, the rescue team, and especially Sergeant Ken Smith. Smith, after all, is in charge of changing a sign at the mouth of the canyon that tracks the number of people killed in the river. Tonight, however, that number stays at 266.
I just changed that sign to 266 people. He was very lucky.
As if Yadow weren't lucky enough considered this, the group of friends he was with couldn't get cell phone reception in the canyon to call 911, but a U.S. Forestry Service vehicle happened to drive by. I'm Trevor Thompson, 17 News.
News 3's Trevor Thompson joins us live from Nellis Air Force Base with a look at one pilot breaking barriers. Hi, Trevor.
Hi, Reed. Well, all the Thunderbird pilots are known for doing the spectacular, shattering your expectations of what you thought was possible, and one pilot really takes that to a whole nother level. For someone who spends so much time in the air, Thunderbird's pilot Caroline Jensen is, to put it one way, grounded.
But the good news is I think a lot of people have a misconception that the Thunderbird pilots are the best pilots in the Air Force.
You can call her Major Jensen or Thunder 3 or even Blaze. And though she is the only female demonstration pilot currently, just don't call her different.
People in the Air Force are used to women in all different roles. People in the public are not used to that, so people will be like pointing and interested, like, hey, there's a woman. So it's kind of tough for me to deal with.
More than 325 officers have worn the Thunderbird patch since 1953. There have only been 3 female demonstration pilots.
The first woman on the team was in 2006, Nicole Malachowski.
Sitting in a replica cockpit, though, you realize it's not an easy job. What you know this needs is more buttons.
I know, it's actually very intuitive once you get through training. It's not too hard.
Well, maybe not easy for me, but for Major Jensen, well, she was born for this.
I think I was about 5 years old and I saw a movie where there was an airplane flying around the clouds. And so that got me really interested in the idea of aviation. And I was actually in my early teens when I saw the Thunderbirds fly in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And I said, that's what I want to do. I want to be a fighter pilot.
Although her job isn't just about flying high, it's also about breaking the glass ceiling along the way.
It's also important for people to see somebody that looks like them or is like them so they kind of shift their paradigm, what's available to them or their daughter.
But it is a beautiful thing that's going to happen just hours from now, right behind you.
Well, it's beautiful and destructive at the same time, and I guess some of the people here think that's why it's beautiful. We're at Fremont and 9th Street, where a little bit later tonight they're going to light this beautiful piece of art on fire, so you better get down here as soon as you can, because this time tomorrow this thing isn't going to exist anymore.
Get in your car and drive down here. This is the Woodstock of your generation.
It's more than just a giant cube, and it's even more than just a piece of art, say those behind the project. But what is it exactly?
This thing is alive, and it grants wishes like nothing you've ever seen. If you could find a magic bottle and rub it and get a genie inside to get your wishes come true, this is that.
The cube is really just a vehicle, they say. For the past few weeks or so, people from across the city have been writing down their hopes, dreams, and goals on a card, and then depositing those cards inside the cube. Tonight, when the cube is lit on fire, those dreams will be released and, who knows, maybe even realized.
There's a huge amount of power and energy in all those dreams, wishes, ambitions, and goals going up into the universe.
Though some might say it's a little bit sad seeing such a beautiful work of art destroyed, artists and volunteers say it's not about what's inside the cube, it's about the thinking that occurs outside the box.
One guy told it to me like this: you could have a guy get out of a $150,000 Mercedes and walk up to a homeless man, here, look at the cube and go, isn't this cool, and have a great conversation. By the time they got done, they realized they weren't that far apart. That doesn't happen in very many places on the planet.
There's no guarantee we'll ever see this kind of project again in Las Vegas. Designer Scott Cohen says he's not sure if it will be back next year, but others have a different wish for the project, a wish that could very well come true after tonight.
What I want to see happen is I want to see this go off in a way that every city around the globe can celebrate this way.
Now, as you can see back here on Fremont and 9th, it's getting kind of busy out here. A lot of people showing up. We are expecting a pretty big crowd tonight. The cube set to be lit sometime tonight between 7 and 8. Of course, that's as long as it stays pretty calm in terms of the wind. You are encouraged to get out here as early as possible, though, because some of the surrounding streets are going to start shutting down around 4 o'clock tonight. Kim, back to you. All right, well, Jim and Tom, thank you so much for your time. And by the way, this is Tom's lovely, lovely home here. So if you don't want to go into broadcasting anymore, Kim and Dana, you can go into plumbing, because it is a very, very nice home. That's why he wants to. That's why he wants to take precautions. You don't want anything bad to happen like what happened to you guys last year, right?
This is true. Trevor Thompson, you're so cute. You're a delight. I'm so glad that you're on our morning show, because I enjoy working with you.